With VIP 3D, Vistera, and Pool Studio, you can create and customize wood decks. This video will review the many features of the wood deck system. Please note that some features are not available in Pool Studio, but all are available in VIP 3D and Vistera. We'll start by going to the Hardscapes and Deck stage. Our design already has a house, yard slope, and hardscape. The hardscape was also created in this stage, so make sure to watch the hardscape video for more information. In this video, we'll turn most of our snaps and constraints on. To make drawing easier, turn on the grid, line, and point snaps. We'll be drawing straight lines, so we'll set the angle snap to world angle. To create a wood deck, simply draw out the shape to the desired dimensions. We're creating a wood deck starting at the corner of the client's house. With the line tool, we'll draw up 8 feet, left 20 feet, and finally down 28 feet. Now with the outline tool, we'll trace the house back to the original point to complete our shape. Once complete, we'll make sure the wood deck option is selected instead of hardscapes. Any shapes drawn in this stage can be switched between wood deck and hardscape at any time. We'll draw a second wood deck. Starting from the bottom left corner of the first shape, we'll use the outline to trace the house left, then up, and left click. We'll switch to the line tool by pressing A on the keyboard and draw up 6 feet and left click. Now we'll draw up and to the right 45 degrees and create a 5-foot 8-inch line segment. This was made easy thanks to the world angle snap, which keeps our lines at 45 and 90 degrees. We'll complete the shape by drawing right 11 feet, and we'll see the autocomplete target line appear. We'll double left click on the last point to autocomplete our shape. Once we're in 3D, we'll see the wood decks right away. To adjust their appearance, simply double-click on any given section. As we double-click on each section of the deck, the panel menu updates to show us the options available for that section. We can even click on the various sections in the panel menu switch as well. First, we'll adjust the deck's height until it's flush with our sliding glass door. We'll then select the other wood deck and do the same until it matches the other door. Now it's time to add some details and review the many options we have available. We'll make sure the surface boards are active by either double-clicking on them or selecting them from the panel on the right. First, we have the option to turn the boards off and on. In VIP 3D and Vistera, we'll see settings to overhang the boards past the framing and the overhang distance, and we also have options for individual surface boards. When active, each board will be individually created. We can adjust the board's width and choose how large or small of a gap appears between each board as well. We can also adjust the angle of our boards with the arrows or typing in a value like 45. And lastly, we can move the boards as well, ensuring they line up properly with the edges of the wood deck. Next, we'll select our miter boards, available exclusively in Vistera and VIP 3D. We can choose how many miter boards are on the deck, as well as their size, and if they should appear along the house as well. We also see an option to insert dividers. To use this feature, we'll return to 2D. With the deck selected, we can click Insert Divider. A divider board will separate the surface boards and the structures below. We'll place one so that the deck is split at the corner of the house and adjust its width if needed. We'll add another halfway through the 28-foot section of the deck as well. On the lower deck, we'll add a divider through the middle. Back in 3D, we see our decks now have unique planes. We can double-click each individually. Each section now has a unique angle for the boards, unique materials applied, separate structures such as additional beams underneath, and we can move the boards on each section as well. It's important to note that some changes, like moving the boards, will not be retained if we change the dimensions of the shape. Simply select the surface again to adjust as needed. Now we'll change settings for our support structures. We can see several components under our deck. We can even turn off the surface boards to see the joists and other structures from above as well. We'll double left click on the joists to select them. In the panel menu, we can turn joists off and on, including a separate control for rim joists. We also have settings for spacing, thickness, height, and inset, or how far the support beams cut into the joist. We can select individual joists to move or delete them and use Add Joist to add any extra joists we may need. Below our joists, we have our support beam options. We can adjust spacing, thickness, and height of our support beams, as well as add more beams at any time. As we adjust settings like spacing, we'll see additional beams added or subtracted automatically as well. We can use the Reset button next to each control to return the piece to its original location. Next, we have options to adjust our posts. As with other settings, we can turn posts off and on, adjust spacing and thickness, and manually add posts. We can move any posts using the Move tool as well. And lastly, in Vistera and VIP, we can add piers to the bottom of the posts as well. Next, we can adjust the fascia of the deck in VIP 3D and Vistera, and even add a skirt in all packages. We can turn both features off and on, and adjust the height of the fascia as well. It's time to add a staircase to our deck, so we'll return to 2D. We'll click the Create Staircase button and place it on the upper deck. When we do, the staircase automatically calculates how many steps are needed to get from one surface to the other. Now we'll return to 3D to adjust it. With our staircase selected, we'll set it to the stringer option and use the cutout appearance. For our final change, we'll return to 2D again and select the wood deck. We'll click the Generate Railing button and see railing added around our wood deck, except at the house. It even goes down our staircase. When we go to 3D, we can see the railing in place. We can go to Walls, Fences, and Railing to adjust the settings of our railing. Once there, we'll see the railing is linked to our wood deck, so we can move it around the project without the objects being separated. Later in the materials stage, we can use the wood category to apply our finishes. We can change our miter and fascia with options from the structural category and update our skirt with the skirts category. The next wood deck we create will remember these choices and automatically apply them. Our work is complete and we're ready to share it with our client. We're big fans of this deck, so we can even save it to the library to insert it in another project. Beam options. We can adjust spacing, thickness, and height of our support beams, as well as add more beams at any time. As we adjust settings like spacing, we'll see additional beams added or subtracted.